3 words. What the f? If you ever watched the Super Mario Super Show cartoon produced by none other than DK Entertainment, who's also responsible for creating the Mario Bros. 3 and World cartoons, you probably agree with me that these cartoons are interesting to say the least, especially Super Show. I always enjoyed watching these shows as a kid for the weird Mario-esque humor and memorable scenes that became iconic memes way later into the future. But if you ask me which episode has made the biggest impact on my fragile little mind the most, I would immediately answer with the 15th episode of the cartoon, titled Count Cupula. This is an obvious parody of the story of Count Dracula, with references to other Halloween icons like Frankenstein, Transylvania, werewolves, etc. The story of the episode starts off with Mario and the gang trying to find refuge to take cover from the intense heavy rain, and researching Turtlevania for some reason. Unbeknownst to them, Count Cupula was already expecting the arrival, and planned to entrap them inside this massive creepy castle, and order Mouse Igor, who's really just Mouser with the hunchback, to invite them inside from the heavy rain. As per usual, Mario's seen gorging on his favorite food, mainly pasta, and refuses to share with anyone. Ever notice how he's more of a glutton than Wario is in the show, but he rarely eats anything in the games? Meanwhile, Count Cupula's pet bat naps his precious pasta, and is able to carry all 4 of them effortlessly, which is honestly impressive considering how heavy Mario is. They follow to the castle in pursuit of the stolen pasta box, which should have been wet and soggy by now and super cold. Despite their suspicions of the castle entrance, they desperately need a place to stay for the night and go against their better judgments. I like how sassy Mario is throughout the episode, and is constantly tired of Luigi's side comments and pessimistic outlook on everything. This episode does a great job of demonstrating Luigi's iconic fearful personality, which is very apparent in this creepy castle as he lets his paranoia get the best of him. They're assigned their own rooms until Toad discovers it was Mouser escorting them the whole time. I find it hilarious that Toad in this show especially is super feisty and sassy, and doesn't hesitate for a moment to put up a fight. A huge contrast to the happy-go-lucky Toad from the mainline games, who is usually too afraid to do anything. Meanwhile, Mario pulls out another box of pasta, hidden in his overall somehow. The most unrealistic thing about this episode is that the box is still intact and no pasta has spilled yet, only to be sucked dry by the tweeter bat. You'd think the main star of the show, Mario, would be the one solving problems, right? Actually, it was Toad who's the real MVP here. He's the one who manages to figure out an escape route, in this case a laundry chute, and save the others from certain doom. Unfortunately, it was short-lived as they were immediately apprehended by Sniffet spiders. By the way, how come these versions of Sniffets weren't used in the games? They had a cool design and felt like a waste not to use. Peach, or Princess Toadstool as she went by, was a problem solver this time instead of Mario. He really is slacking as the hero this time around. Meanwhile, Count Cupula is creating an army of freakish turtle werewolf mutants, which is something to behold. I swear, Toad is dangerous here since he literally throws an entire bottle of tomato sauce inside the were-turtle's throat without any hesitation, and makes a joke saying the turtle has been on an alcoholic drinking binge again, which I've always loved. The joke, not the drinking I mean. Drink responsibly, guys. The gang tumble all the way downwards to a tomato sauce making factory ran by zombified Goombas. Their escape plan has been foiled once again, because Mario couldn't keep his finger where it shouldn't have been and had to satiate his endless hunger. And how in the world were Goombas able to throw like 100 tomatoes without arms? Then they were apprehended and brought to the infamous torture chamber, which is pretty much the entire point of this video. Bowser or King Koopa may be evil in the games, but he has never done anything weird like this before. He straps Toad to a limb-stretching device that is designed to rip off arms and legs. Mario strapped to a waterboarding contraption, which looks like absolute hell, not gonna lie. And Luigi is strapped to a feet-tickling device where he will laugh himself to death, which is so bizarre. This entire scene is memorable for so many people because it is so out of place for anything Mario related, but sort of fitting at the same time. Toad once again saves the day by tricking Mouser into breaking the machine, and they escape eventually. Despite the scene being short, it contributes to the overall weirdness of the episode greatly, and has been stuck in my head rent-free for many years. Mario, Luigi, and Toad quickly brainstormed how to defeat Cupula, and decided to munch on garlic, which gave birth to these funny scenes used as GIFs. They used the garlic breath and sunlight to beat him, but what was the point of Luigi eating the garlic if he didn't even do anything? The episode ends with Cupula fleeing, and Mario having a third box of pasta in his clothes somehow. I don't remember too many episodes from this cartoon, But this one has always stuck with me after decades because of how bizarre it was from the beginning to end, but it's pretty entertaining for what it was. Just a little thing to turn your brain off to and watch mindlessly. It is a kids show after all, but an eccentric one at that. If you never watched this series or any of the Mario cartoons, do yourself a favor and check them out. They're filled with all sorts of wacky Mario humor and references to the games. With that being said, thank you for watching. Did you like this change in format where I talk about video game cartoons? Please let me know in the comments and please like and subscribe for more videos like these if you want to.